Hey guys, what's going on? Jamie here. Just wanted to do an update for Pop Max. More, not so much an update, more of a live deposit. Show you guys how to do that. If you are maybe new to the platform and you're looking on how to actually make a deposit, we still get a couple of questions every now and then over on Telegram, even though we've shown it and talked about it many, many times over the last couple of months. But we'll go ahead and show you that. But yeah, Pop Max doing its thing. You can see here the ecosystem is looking strong, lots of good partnerships and you know, do I think it's still early days for this platform? Yeah, I think the best is yet to come. I mean, they're just starting to expand out of the or expand into the English speaking space because really the bulk of the platform is in four countries in Asia, right? They've done really well just with those four countries, but now they're starting to expand into the English speaking space, and people are starting to learn about it. You know, we're actually getting messages from people saying, "Hey, are you in?" Like people that I know saying, "Hey, are you in this thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, been in for the last 5 months." But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this quick update, quick video. Of course, I want to start off by saying that I am not a financial advisor. Never take anything I say as financial advice. If you do decide to jump into Pop Max, please do your own research and due diligence. You know, or any crypto platform, you should do your own due diligence and research. And of course, you should only be putting in funds you can afford to lose, guys. Okay, risk capital only. Also, follow me on Telegram. I'll leave a link for that down below. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the little bell icon so you'll get notified straight away whenever I do a brand new video. So that being said, let's uh let's show you my strategy actually. Well, you know what? Let me do this first, and then I'll jump into that. So here, what you'll do is you'll click this little circle thing right here, this little logo thing. And then what you're going to do is you can see before early on, you had to have half of your stake in USDT, the other half in PPT. That's still allowed, obviously. If you toggle this over, then you don't need PPT anymore. It's just single token staking. You just need USDT. So let's do a 50,000 USDT deposit, guys. Okay. Um, so what I'll do is I have enough BNB, 50,000, and we'll hit 360, right? 360 days, 1% a day. At the end of 360 days, we'll get our capital back. Now, again, you can choose 10 days, 30, 90, 180 days, whatever floats your boat. Of course, the longer you stake for, the the bigger your percentage. But you know, whatever works for you. Whether you stake for 10 days or all the way up to 360 days, you will get your capital back. Okay. So let's go ahead and mint. And I think I have enough BNB to cover the fees. Boom, there you go. So that's a 50K deposit. And here's my thought process, guys. Let me kind of walk you through this because again, it's not for everybody. I'm not saying you should do this. You know, I'm not even saying for you to jump into this thing. It's totally up to you. But for me, let me pull out my little trusty calculator here. This 50,000, right? 50,000, right? We'll get 1%. So this account, right, will get 1% a day. So that's 500 days. Okay. But my main account, right, which is a P5, will get a 46% match, right? Because this is a P0. This account is a P0. Um, so there's no P1, P2, P3, P4 in between. So we're getting a full 46% match. So what is that? Times 46%. So that account will make $230 a day, right? So $230 a day on that account for the match, plus the 500 that this account will make on this 50,000. That's $730 a day. But we already make about $1,700 a day between my two accounts, right? Actually, we have three accounts, but just in these two accounts, um, we make $1,700 a day. So that's 2430 a day that we're going to make starting, I guess, tomorrow, because we'll get paid on this 50K, tomorrow. And I looked at, I kind of did a little calculation here. 2430 is what we're going to make a day. So this 50,000 that we just put in divided by 2430, we will break even in 20 and a half days. The previous deposits that I've made already, we've pretty much broken even and we're profitable already on those. So we're just in profit with those old deposits, right? This new deposit, with how much we're making, we should break even in 20.5 days. So 3 weeks, so the gamble here, right? The risk is, will this thing run for another 3 weeks, right? So that we can break even. And then after that, it's pure profit. And, obviously I'm a little bit biased, I'm pretty confident that it'll run for at least 3 weeks, right? I think it's still early. There's a lot still to go on, and it's just starting to pick up traction, really. I mean, it's really just starting to really take off, especially in the English speaking space. So once we hit 20.57 days, 3 weeks from now, we'll break even on this new 50K stake that we just put in. And then after that, it's 2430 a day, right? 2430 a day that we'll make in profit, which is what is that? 72.9 per month. Yeah, not too shabby, right? So again, the risk for me is 21 days. We'll see. I mean, here's the deal, guys, and I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. Do I think this is going to run for 21 days at least? Yeah, I'm pretty confident. Otherwise, I wouldn't be putting my own money into this thing like I just did, right? But, and again, hear me here. Hear me here. If this thing disappears tomorrow, which I'm not saying it will, I don't think it will. I'm pretty confident that it won't, right? But if it disappears tomorrow, oh well, right? Oh well, there goes my 50K. It's risk capital. We move on and we go see what else we can get into to make some money, right? It's risk capital that we're putting into this thing, okay? You should only be putting in risk capital into anything in this space. You shouldn't be putting in, funds that you need for rent or mortgage or your kids or food on the table or et cetera, right? Risk capital, okay? If this thing disappears tomorrow, I'm not going to call my sponsor and my upline and say, hey, what's good? I put the money in. They didn't put a gun to my head. I did it, right? And we're taking the risk, right? And that's kind of the attitude you should have with these projects, right? Anyway, that really doesn't have anything to do with Pop Max. It's really, really just a philosophy. But that's where we're at. I'll be honest with you. Because I'm very, very tempted to put in another 50K. I'm very, very tempted to do that. Um, I'll have to. I don't really hold a whole lot of USDT BEP20, so I gotta swap out some of my other crypto, swap it out for USDT BEP20, put it in this wallet. It's usually a process because I don't do big transactions like that. I'll do it in pieces because trust me, I've learned the hard way. I'm very tempted to do that because look at this. Look at these numbers, right? Let's say I put another 50, right, on top of this one. So that's 100K, right? Well, 1% of that is $1,000, right? But we also make a 46% match. That's 460, right? Plus 1,000. So we'll make 1,460 a day on that 100,000, right? But like I said, I already make $1,700 a day. So that's 3,160, right? So 3,160. I put 100,000 divided by 3,160. It'll take me 31.64 days to break even, a month, pretty much like a month. The gamble is a month. Do I think this will run for another month? I think so, right? I think I'm pretty confident about it. But like I said, if it doesn't, then oh well, right? It's my risk capital, right? But after 31 days, assuming I break even, that's 3,160 a day in profit. Whoops. 3,160 a day in profit times 30 days in a month, almost 95K a month in profit for however long, we stake for 360 days, or I don't know how many months, 10 months, right? And then we get our capital back. Again, we'll see. Can't guarantee anything. We don't know, right? But so far so good, right? Yeah, pretty, and that's assuming that our income doesn't go up. Like we have a nice sized team, right? It's growing and building, and they're trying to get to the next level, and they're trying to hit P1 and P2 and P3 and et cetera, et cetera. So again, we're just doing calculations if our income doesn't go up, right? I'm pretty confident that it will, right? Because people are growing, and they're building their positions and all that good stuff. So yeah, uh, yeah, very very tempted, very very tempted. I got that devil on my shoulder right now. But anyway, that's how you make a deposit. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Um, yeah, plug into the daily Zooms on Saturday, not Saturdays, but yeah, on Saturday, but every day, right? There's a 12 p.m. Eastern daily Zoom overview. I'll post a link inside of my Telegram. But on Sunday, every Sunday, there's a weekly leadership call, a Zoom with the CMO, Magnus, and he goes over, what's going on with the platform, what's going on with the token, promotions, et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of times there's a special guest, like I think it was the week before last, there was the CEO of Pop Max was on, the CMO of Pop Social was on. Yeah, you get to hear from people on their team. So anyway, that being said, I will catch you in the next video, guys. As always, do your own research, do your own due diligence, risk capital only, folks. And yeah, I will catch you on the next one. Link below if you want to check this out. It's on Binance Smart Chain, as you just saw. You do need USDT. I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Peace.